Hello everyone, welcome to our video. As today we'll be talking about Hugging Face. Some of you might be wondering what even is Hugging Face. Well, it's an online platform where you can find anything related to data and AI. Just like GitHub, if you know about it, but only for data. In here, you can have access to LLM models, datasets, and even spaces, and many other features. So, welcome to the Hugging Face homepage. In here, you can have access to so many tools and resources. For example, the Models tab, where you can find pre-trained and fine-tuned LLMs, which can help you to do tasks in various domains like text and language processing, images and video editing, code and programming, and a lot more to discover. Also, there's the Datasets tab, where you can find datasets to test your models or to work and analyze the data yourself. And you even have a dataset creator to make your own datasets. Additionally, Hugging Face isn't websites. You can also use libraries to import datasets and models directly into your code with your favorite data analysis coding languages. There are also two other tabs which are very useful to the community. In the first one, the Post tab, you can see the other users publish posts about data and AI, and you can create a post yourself to ask a question to the community or to share a new discovery you made. Then in the second one, you have one of the most important things of this platform, the docs, which are a very useful resource to learn more and to see step by step how to do precise operation with Hugging Face tools. And lastly, there's the Space tab that I skipped, but for this one, I will let Octave tell you more about it.
Hey, thanks Jérémy. Let's take a look at spaces in more detail. So let's just click right here. Basically, spaces are where you can use the LLMs that are available on Hugging Face for free. Spaces are small web apps where you can try out user-created models. For example, you can modify image, make 3D models, or use trained AIs to play football against each other. Xavier will explain to you how to take a model and train it later, so you can compare your model to the other ones. Just be aware that there are credits, so you cannot use the spaces as much as you want. Still, the credits are enough for you to discover the things that are the most interesting. To choose a space, you must define what are your objectives. For example, if you want to redefine a picture in better quality, you can sort the spaces with categories such as image generation, object detection, or data visualization. So let's say you want to do some image generation. You just click right here, then you have all the LLMs doing this. So for today, just an example, let's say we take Flux 1. Now you have to invent a prompt, or if you have one already, just copy paste it right here. When you click run, Hugging Face is going to search GPU for you, and when they find one that you can use, they will run the LLM on the prompt you just typed here. That is why you have credits that are used whenever you use a GPU. Please note that you won't be spending your credits the same if you use LLM for an image generation or for 3D model generation. It is not the same price because credit doesn't mean one GPU acquired. It's like how heavy is the task and what you want to do and how much time the task is gonna take. So be aware that you have credits. But the credits just reset every day, so you won't lose it forever. So let's run the LLM and see what it does. If I put, for example, an astronaut riding a horse, then I click run, you can see it's processing, it's waiting for a GPU to become available, then it acquired a GPU, which is using credits. Now it's initiating, you can see the time that is left. Now you have your image, it's loading, you can see it's very good quality. You can put it in full screen, so that's good. You can download it or share it with your friends. And that is just an example. There are lot of LLMs to see in this category or in others. So that is really interesting. For example, you have some language translation, and you have also some things like if you're a student, you have code generation, data visualization. You can also do some with the datasets explorer. For example, if you have a project which needs datasets, you won't have to search the internet for hours. That's very interesting for anyone in whatever you're doing. Now Xavier will explain to you how to import an LLM on your PC so you can use one without going through the spaces.
Now that you've looked at the Hugging Face website, let's dive into the wonders of the Hugging Face library for Python. Because as a developer, this is where all the fun and the wonder starts. So, you're going to need 2 prerequisites for this, pip and Jupyter Notebook. Now, Jupyter Notebooks, if you aren't familiar with them, are a great way to try out Python code and modify it as you go. You can check out the video in the description explaining how to put your Jupyter Notebook in place. Now, let's take your fully set up Jupyter Notebook. You're going to want to start by creating your very own Python 3 notebook. So by this, you're going to click on New and then click on Python 3. This is going to create a new document that we're going to call a new notebook. So to continue on, you can start from here, but I'm going to take my code, which is already pre-written, up right here. So first of all, you're going to start by installing Transformers and Hugging Face Hub. Go on the cell and press Control Enter to launch it. When it is running, you're going to put a star, and once it is run, it's going to put a number. The star means it is running, so do not run 2 cells at the same time. If they are both running, it may create some issues. So we have installed Hugging Face Hub. So Hugging Face Hub is useful as it is the one that is going to connect us to Hugging Face and be able to get up and receive our LLMs. Now, once we receive our LLMs, we're going to be able to transform them with the Transformers libraries. So you're going to want to import those libraries. Once again, Control Enter. And once that is done, you're going to be able to call this simple function login. So logging is from the Hugging Face Hub library, saying copy a token from your Hugging Face page tokens and paste it below. So if you do such and such, you're going to want to open huggingface.co. Once here, you're going to click on the top right of the screen, right here on your profile picture, and go down until you see access tokens. Click on access tokens, and you're going to want to create a new one. Once it is done, you can press on create token. Oh, and put out a name. So I'm going to call it Hugging Face Test, and create a token. Once, you're going to want to copy this and be careful because they're not going to give it back. So copy it, come back here, put it right here, uncheck this, we don't need it, and log in. Perfect. You are now logged in and you can now access all the LLMs available through Hugging Face. So here, the 4 next cells are 4 different LLM models. So I took 2 from NLP Town, 1 from DistilBert, and 1 from Mistral. I recommend you use the 3 first as they can work on pretty much any computer, whereas the last one is a bit too big and might not work. So to import it, you're going to write Control Enter. And so now this has run. The model name refers to the name of the model, which is here. So the next line is this one. We're going to create a variable named classifier, where we're going to pipeline this model. So NLP Town, BERT-based multilingual uncased sentient, and put it through sentiment analysis. So what you're going to ask it is take this LLM and tell it to analyze the sentiments of any text you give it. So I'm going to run this. Perfect. We've just pipelined the model NLP Town. And in the end, I've prepared a couple of texts. So 3 simple ones. One says, "This is amazing. I don't like it at all. And it's okay, but it isn't fantastic." So I'm going to call my classifier, which is, remember, the pipeline of the function with sentiment analysis. And then I'm going to print the models and a couple of informations. Control Enter. And wow, look at all this. So first of all, we have the name of the model again. And then we have our text. and analyze its sentiment and put a rating from 1 to 5 stars. So you can see the stars, which is how positive it feels this text is. And then it puts a little score, and the score is very interesting, and it tells you how certain the large language model feels about this text. So you can see that the first and the last one is very certain, whereas one in the middle is 50-50. But this seems pretty relevant. Now, what happens if you try out the second test? So I'm going to try out the distillers. So just go back to the value, Control Enter. You see, it changed the model name. And now if we pipeline, we're going to see up a pipeline, this one. And let's try out this second model. Wow. So you can see how different models work, because this one, instead of giving a rating from 1 to 5 stars, it just gives out a positive or a negative.
Thank you, Xavier. Now I will show you how to publish your project to Hugging Face. First of all, you will be using two tools, Git and pip. If you don't have them installed, you can do so with the tutorials in description. Now you can start the transformers and the Hugging Face hub. Libraries using the following command on your command prompt or PowerShell with Windows and in the terminal with Linux. Install Hugging Face hub dataset. Once installed, you can authenticate yourself through the CLI with this command, Hugging Face CLI login. It will ask for an access token. You can get it from your Hugging Face settings, and you will have to paste the token and press enter. Here you will have to say yes. Now once we did all the steps, we need to create a repository for our dataset. To make this, we need to run this program on Python, which is from Hugging Face hub, import, create repo. And on the second line, create repo, the dataset name. So for us it will be movie dataset. Of course we will have to replace it, and we will have to write the type of the repository. So for us it will be a dataset, which will create a new dataset repository on Hugging Face. Now we have to clone the repository with Git and to launch this command on Git clone, and to link Hugging Face dataset, and here you will have to write your username and here your dataset name. So for me it's movie dataset. Also press enter, it will clone on the project, and then we will have to move on the dataset repository. Now you will have to move your dataset inside the cloned repository. So for me it will have to make this command, and you will have to go here and take the path to your CSV file, and then you don't forget to write the last point. Finally, we need to move all the data file into your cloned repository folder, then run this command on Git, which is git add movie reviews CSV. Then we have to commit, so and make message like added dataset. Then we have to push. Congratulations! Your dataset is now available on Hugging Face dataset. You can access it with this link, which is your Hugging Face dataset, your username and your dataset name. So for me it will be movie dataset. It's the same link that we write here, and then you can go to your dataset link, and so we can see your dataset with this movie, the review and the sentiment.